Hey guys, welcome back. I am filming today on a Saturday because I am going to do a huge painting on Monday. So decided to get this video out of the way because Monday my whole space will be taken up with the huge painting. I'm doing a 36 by 48. I'm doing strainer flowers and blown flowers, so that'll be fun. I'm going to try to film some of it, but I'm going to have to figure out how to set up my camera, so we'll see. As you can see, I've already have a mess here because I started this video and I poured my white base and it had clumps in it. So we're going to start over. Some of you may have seen the hydrangeas I did. I posted a picture, got a really huge response from it. I'm doing these for my sister for her birthday. My mom is, I'm just going to put my base down while I talk. My mom is a huge flower fan. Hi, Mom. I think I've told you that. Her name's Carla. And she loves my flowers. So she's become my muse. She says, oh, well, what about this flower? What about that flower? So she thought it would be cool to make a Lazy Susan for my sister for her birthday. Her birthday's May 14th, so I'm hoping I can get it done before then. She had hydrangeas in her wedding. So Mom thought it would be cool to do a white background with hydrangeas, the blue hydrangeas. So that's where I got my idea. Mom is a good idea giver. She gives me the ideas and I figure out how I'm going to make hydrangeas. So I figured it out. I am going to do the hydrangeas, let them dry, and then I'm going to put leaves on later because hydrangeas have really big, really pretty green leaves. So I think it would be cool to have them be more realistic, like have the hydrangeas be more on the abstract side and then realistic leaves. So that's my idea. So I'm just going to pour off some of this. This is a 16-inch round from IKEA, Lazy Susan. Oh, so the sad story is, and my base is really thick, so hopefully this works. That one I did the other day, I had to scrape it off. This is the round that it was on, and it did not dry well. So I had to scrape it off and sand it down and repaint it, and always gesso or prime your wood rounds because they will warp if you don't. So just to make sure they're not going to have any crazy warping going on. So anyhow, I had to redo all of that because it did not dry well. I had a bunch of cracks in it. I think it was partially because I poured over a pour, and I don't know. I must have had too much paint or something was wrong with my white. I don't know. So here we are, starting over. I should have laid this down because this is taking forever. I just mixed my base up real quick. And it's a little thick. So I'll just smooth that out. All right. So I've got my base down. Let me clean my hands. And I'm going to torch that and get some bubbles out since I just mixed it. And this is just my normal base paint that I use. My Artist Loft acrylic white flow. Oh, not too many bubbles. All right. So what I did is I started with just little puddle pours. And I have Artist Loft Light Blue. And I started with that one first because I want that to kind of be my main color in the flowers. And I had them kind of here, here, and here. And then I had like half ones down here. So let's start up here. So yeah, that's when I want to start. So, you know, hydrangeas grow in kind of a ball. So I just, made kind of a circular shape with my petals. Then I have some Prussian blue, and I'm just going to put a dot on top of the light blue. This takes a little bit of patience. You have to go over it sometimes a few times just to get the blooms right. I actually use my finger, which is funny. I was watching a video last night that Heather Mader recommended this lady. Her first name is Lamb, L-A-M, but I can't remember her last name. So I'll try to put the link, or at least her name, in my description box. But she does some really cool things with just her finger. And I had already done that with the hydrangeas. I'll show you how I do that. So it was kind of funny. Starting to use my finger as a tool. Okay, so I have my balloon. It's just a regular size balloon, but I barely blew it up and filled it up with some water, so it makes it a little bit heavier. But you want to definitely do little. You don't want a big one. All right, so I'm just gonna, I want to make sure that you guys can see this. I feel like, oops, sorry. Like I'm not in. Bring it down a little bit closer. Okay. So I'm just going to put my balloon. I'll try to do it left-handed so you can kind of see. So I'm just going to squish it in. You don't have to, on this first round, really on any of them. If you're using similar colors, you don't really need to wipe afterwards. So I'm just going to try to keep it kind of in a round shape. Okay. Now when you first do it, it's all going to be kind of muddled. So that's what I mean. Sometimes you have to go back and smush it down again. Okay, so there's our first bloom. Let's go here. These are actually really easy. I think it would be really fun to do on a canvas, like a big, huge pink hydrangea with some really light, pretty green. Okay, let's keep it round. All right. Got a big old bubble here. Okay, and then with the Prussian. So yeah, I think my mom and I make a really good team. She comes up with the ideas and I execute them. All right, let's go lefty so you guys can kind of see. I'm going to bring it down a little bit closer. So I'm just pushing down, picking it up, just hitting all those spots. I am doing this left-handed for the first one because, it really doesn't matter for the first one. It can be messy. I am kind of ambidextrous. I've always had to work with both my hands because I'm a hairdresser, so. All right, so I'm going to leave that one. It's a little wonky, but that's okay. I'll refine the shape when I do the second dip. All right, so there's that one. I want to come up. I want to be up. getting a double drip for some reason. All right. Oh, what am I doing? I'm not ready yet. On the second time, when I go in for the second time, and sometimes I have to do a third time, you know, it just depends on how much micromanaging I want to do. I will add the green. So I have a little bit of sap green here mixed up. And I'll just add a little bit of green in the middle of it. Your middle center puddles always tend to have a little bit more paint than your sides. So be aware if you're doing this and you're doing a big one and it's taking a while, do your sides first, because the sides definitely have less paint. Okay. As you can see here on this, I've already got a hard edge there. So, but plenty of paint here in the middle. I learned that lesson not the hard way, but when I was doing those, the last blown flower ones that I did, I was working on the middle, and then I went to do the blown flowers on the sides, and I was like, uh-oh. If you want to get rid of paint, like there's too much paint and it's just going back in on itself, just wipe it off, and that'll get rid of the paint. Okay, these are coming out good. I'm not going to have too much fixing to do. If you dip in the center and then dip out here, then you'll get your color. Well, you should get your color, but it's not wanting to do that there. There we go. And I like them kind of airy on the edges. I like that look. But you can, you know, do your own thing. Figure out what you like. I'm going to put just a couple drops of this sap green in here. Love sap green. It's a very earthy green. Warm green. And then I'm going to go in with some dark blue with my finger for the little. Now I am going to punch those down and then wipe, because I don't want that green. I only want it where I want it. I don't want to mix it up. Just want little touches of the light of the green. And they look like they're disappearing, but they'll, when they fan back out again, you'll see them. All right. So those look pretty good. As this dries and you pick up some of the paint, you're going to get more, you know, just go in the centers and get more of a flower look. Actually, I'm going to, here, this is a little trick I did too. This edge right here, I want it to be more defined. So I'm going to put a little bit of paint on the balloon. Go with a little bit of blues. Plenty of white there, so I'm just going to do the blues. And then I'm just going to dip. So, yeah. I want those to kind of be together. There. I want them to touch a little bit. All right, I'm going to let that sit for a little bit. I may go back in and re-balloon. I always have a paper towel off to the side here too. You probably can't see, but just so I can wipe my balloon. I'm going to pull you back up so you can see the whole thing again. Okay. All right, I'm going to let that set for a minute, because with balloon kisses, or whatever you want to call them, sometimes you need to let that paint set a little bit and almost thicken up. So I'm going to let that set for a minute. So I'm going to do my little edges here, just like half hydrangeas. Okay. It's okay if they run off the side a little bit. I do these one at a time too for a reason, because if you do them together, like at the same time, like I'm going to put another one here, that light blue is heavy, and so it tends to sink. So it's actually better if you do them one at a time. I've got bubbles. Keep my little skewer handy. Get rid of the bubbles. I mean, the balloon will probably get rid of them anyway, but that's okay. All right, so we're just gonna punch these down. Lots of paint here. Remember, when you're doing your design, you want to try and keep it round. All right. There's a lot of paint on that side. I'm wondering if doesn't seem to be moving, but I just wonder if there's more paint here because it's tilted or something. All right. I'm going to go over here. You'll notice that I've got my 5 blooms, which you know I like odd numbers. Try to keep everything odd. If you're doing, a huge painting where you've got all kinds of flowers, it's not really that important. But if you're doing something really simple like this, you want to make sure everything's kind of uniform. I mean, not uniform. That's not what I meant. You want to make sure that you've got odd numbers going on. It's always more pleasing to the eye. Don't really know why. Just, I think even numbers are kind of rigid. Okay. This balloon rolling and kissing and dipping takes a little bit of practice. I've done it several times with different things, and it does. It takes some practice, for sure. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit of green in there. Punch and wipe. All right, composition looks good. When this dries, like I said, I'm going to put some big leaves in there. I do want to go back in and just in a couple areas think I'm going to hit this one a little bit more. That blue is a little strong. All right. Let's see, where do I want to go? Let me see how it looks on the camera. It looks good on the camera. I'm just feeling like it needs, I'm going to go back in and give some of these some definition. If you push down, pick straight up, you get more of that like flower definition. I think if you were to use a little bit smaller balloon, I actually got an order yesterday for another Lazy Susan. She really liked the hydrangeas and coaster set. So I'm going to have to play around a little bit with smaller balloon. Because coasters, you know, they're smaller, so. So practice on a practice piece first with your balloon smashes and get the hang of it. It's really not hard, but it can be tricky. And I've gotten down to canvas here, so, or should I say wood? It's not really canvas. Okay. So no biggie, just put more paint on the balloon and push it in again. Okay, I think we're good. You know, I might play with this a little bit off camera, but the last thing I do, there's a lot of paint there on that one. Let's lift some off. When you have too much paint, you don't get that definition of a flower that I'm looking for. There we go. You always have to have one that has to give you trouble. I don't know why. Okay, I think it'll be fine once I add the centers. So next thing I do is, this is where my little finger comes in. Not my little finger, but my index finger. I like to give a little bit of points of the dark blue. So I'm going to go in with, I'm going to put some paint down on my pad with the dark blue. And then I just touch my finger in it. Just dab it again so you don't get too much. And then just go in where you see, where you want to add centers. And you're just barely touching. Wipe. Sometimes you have to go back in a couple times, get it right. That one does not want to be. All right. Let's go one more. Okay. And then let's just give them just a tiny, like just barely touching that. You just want to mess up that perfect little circle just a little bit. Gives it more of a organic feel. So you can kind of see how it gives it that definition of the hydrangeas. So don't be afraid to use your fingers in your paints. They can be really great tools. Okay, so you get the gist. Basically, just giving some depth, just giving those middle of those flowers just a little bit. And you'll notice that I'm not trying to stay off of the edges. Some of them I'll do a little bit in the middle, but mostly in the middle is where you want that little bit of dark blue, because then you're leaving your edges kind of soft. So I do want a little bit in the middle of this one though. All right, guys, so there you go. I mean, pretty much done. I'm just gonna finish putting in my centers, and might do a little bit more balloon smashing down here on these bottom ones. These I think look good. Might mess with them a little bit. So there you have it. That's how you do the hydrangeas. And then when like I said, when it dries, I'll put just a few touches of green leaves in here, but not a lot. I just want to, do a little bit of accent on those. So there you are. I hope you guys like it. Please share and subscribe and like my videos. Helps me continue to make more videos. And maybe share it with your friends, tag your friends and have them come check it out too. Everything will be in the description box as far as what colors I used. What else? I'm saying a lot. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. I'm at 685, I believe. So we're almost to the subscriber giveaway. So in the comments on this video, if you guys want to just give me ideas of what maybe you would like to see me give away, I probably will do the standard 3, a piece of jewelry, a trivet, and a canvas. So just let me know what you're thinking as far as colors. Do you want flowers? Do you want ring pours, blooms? Just let me know. And hopefully we'll be there in the next couple weeks and I'll be able to do that giveaway for you. Alrighty guys, go try this. It's fun. I think it would be really pretty with, I did it blues because of my sister, but I think it'd be really pretty with some purple color flash in here too. Just like a really light, pale purple, because there is a hydrangea that has some purple and pinks in it. And then pink hydrangeas would be beautiful. White hydrangeas on a blue background would be beautiful. So let your imagination run free. There's so much you can do with this. And just have fun with it. I will see you guys next week. Have a great week. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I just wanted to give you a close-up of the hydrangeas. because I didn't do that. And this is dry. This dried. I've got a little bit of texture going on there, but I think once I resin it, it'll be fine. So same thing here. I don't know if I got picked too much of the paint up off, but I love this one over here in the corner. That's my favorite one. So there's a close-up of how those came out. And you can see where I put my finger in and the green there. Here's the two down here in the corner. Sorry, I always forget to give you guys a close-up. I can't keep trying to be better about that, but obviously I'm not yet. So there is what it looks like, the whole thing. And I'm very happy with it. Now that it's dry, I can add the leaves. So I'll be doing that, working on that. But this is what I'm working on for tomorrow. And I am going to be filming that. So I will post it. This is the third. It's 36 by 48. It's going to be the strainer flowers and the blown flowers. So wish me luck. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.